Next one. So let's look at this Kotak Securities. I'll just tell you some more terminologies here. Look at this 2016.10. This is the last price at which this stock closed on Thursday. Today is Saturday. Yesterday the market was closed because of the Dussehra, and day before it was basically a holiday. And day before yesterday the market was working. On Thursday evening when the market closed, this is the final price of Kotak Mahindra Bank. It is up by 9.95 rupees compared to Wednesday price. So on Wednesday it closed at a certain value. From there it went up by 9.95 rupees. What is that value? It has previous close 2006.15. You add 9.95 to this, it becomes 2016.10. Right. So previous close is the day before what price it closed at. Right. Now it closed at 2006.15, but it opened at 2015 on Thursday. So on Wednesday, this share closed at 2006.15. On Thursday morning, it opened at 2015. Why is this difference? Tell me in the chat box. Why is this different? It should be same, right? It closed at a certain price. Next day morning, it should open at the same price. Why is this difference there? AMO. Perfect. Because of aftermarket orders, the closing price of yesterday is different from the opening price of today. So this proves there were some aftermarket orders placed in that duration from Wednesday evening till Friday morning. Sorry, from Wednesday evening till Thursday morning. Right. Now high and low. In that particular day, Thursday, this share went up as much as 2025. It went down as much as 1985. This is the high and low for that particular day. Yeah. VWAP is what? Volume weighted average price. So this is the average price volume weighted on at which the share was traded on that particular day. So on an average, this is the price at which people bought this share on that particular day, that is Thursday. 52-week high, 52-week low. As the name suggests, in the last 1 year, this share price has gone up as much as 2077.9. It has gone down as much as 1301.25. So this is the 1 year high. Again, it has no value for long-term investors. Let me tell you that. A lot of people look at 52-week high and low. Okay, it is very low from the 52-week high. Let's buy. Or it is very high from the 52-week low. Or it cannot go. It's already at peak. So let's sell. Don't do that. I mean, that's what people who trade and speculate and gamble do. I mean, you're not a gambler, right? So don't do that. I mean, at least going forward, don't do that. Learn what you're learning here and then take a call. This is very important. Upper price band and lower price band. So in a particular day, there are limits set by exchanges as per SEBI regulation that a share price cannot go beyond this, beyond 10%, for example. Right? There are clauses within that. It can go beyond 10% also in some cases. There are like multiple clauses. I will not go into that. It's very, very detailed. But broadly, a share price, this is to protect the retail investor. The share price cannot go beyond 10%. If that happens, the stock exchange will freeze that stock. The trading will stop in that stock. Right? If it goes below 10% of that particular day price or the opening price, it will freeze the stock. The trading will stop happening. Right? So this is called upper band or upper circuit and lower band or lower circuit. Yeah. 2-week average quantity lakhs in lakhs. So this is 90,000 shares are traded on an average in last 2 weeks on BSE. This is BSE website we are sitting on. So on BSE stock exchange, the Bombay stock exchange, this is what happened, the number of quantity traded. On NSE, it will be different. I'll show you that as well. Trailing 12 months quantity, sorry, this is total traded quantity. This is the total traded quantity on that particular day. So 22,000 shares of Kotak Mahindra Bank exchanged hands on that particular day. It's also called volume. There's another very commonly used word for this is called volume. What is the volume of the share today? It means how many shares were traded on that particular exchange on that particular day. Yeah. Turnover is very simple. Number of shares 22,000 multiplied by what is the average price. So that is called the total value of shares traded on that particular day. That is 4.43 crore. Market cap. Look at this. This is full market cap. This is free FF. What is this? Free float. Free float market cap is 2.95 crores. So majority of this company is with public. Why? Because there is a law by the government, by SEBI or an RBI, in fact, that in case of banks, the promoters cannot hold more than 15% stake. There is some case going on with Kotak Mahindra Bank. That's a different story. You can read about it after the session. They are disputing this law with the RBI. But yeah, for other banks, if you notice, the promoters do not have more than 15% stake after 3 years after IPO comes. Yeah, so that's why the free float of banks is very high compared to their I mean it's high compared to their market cap. It's like significant majority of their market cap is free float. Face value I'll tell you later. All this is fine. This will be covered later. Let's go back and I'll show you a couple of more things and then we'll move on. Now I'm going to money control. Same Kotak Mahindra Bank. Look at this. Day range means what? In that day, what is the high and low? V52 week range means in the last 52 weeks, what's the high and low? Volume. Look at they're using the word volume here, right? Now, if you notice one thing in money control, you have an option here. This is NSE, this is BSE. So if you click on BSE, it will show BSE volume. Look at this, 22,000. Same what we looked at in the BSE website. If you click on NSE, the volume becomes what? 16 lakh. Look at the difference in volumes. So Kotak Mahindra Bank, 22,000 shares were traded on BSE on that particular day, that is Thursday, day before yesterday. Whereas on NSE, 16.5 lakh shares were traded on that particular day. So look at the difference in the volumes. Yeah, and this is with almost all the shares with NSE and BSE. I mean, NSE always has like multiple times volumes compared to BSE. Sorry. And the reason is NSE is the one who started with online trading much before BSE did. So that's, they like kind of had a first mover advantage. One thing I want to show you here was this 20-day delivery, average delivery. What is delivery? There's something called intraday, there's something called delivery. Intraday means within a day you buy a stock and you sell the same day. That's called intraday. Right? So you do not get the delivery of the stock with you. You do not get the stocks in your Demat account. Why? Because that comes after 2 days, T+2, right? So you buy the shares, let's say in the morning, and before 3:30 p.m. you sell the shares. So the delivery of the stocks never came to your Demat account, right? In what is delivery? Delivery is something you buy and then you hold on to it. So you take the delivery of the stocks in your Demat account. So 20-day average delivery percentage is 60%. It means in last 20 days, on an average, whatever volume, whatever trading happened for the stock, 60% of that was delivery, remaining 40% was intraday. Yeah, again, nothing to do in terms of long-term investor. I'm just telling you because these terms will be used frequently. 60 to a delivery is 60%, which means 60% of the trading which happened in last 20 days, it was in the form of delivery, and the remaining 40% was intraday. Yep. Now, so we looked at all this. LTP is what? Last traded price. So the price which we saw for Kotak Mahindra Bank, which is the latest price right now, it's called LTP or last traded price. We looked at previous close. We looked at open rate, high and low, and VWAP, volume weighted average price. We looked at volume, or you call it total traded quantity, same thing. We looked at turnover, how much worth of shares were traded in a particular day. Sorry. We looked at 52-week high and 52-week low. We looked at upper band, lower band, or upper circuit or lower circuit, same thing, right? We looked at delivery versus intraday, and we looked at, now let's look at market depth. Look at this table on the right hand side. This is how market depth table looks at when the market is going on. You can look at this table on money control and even on your mobile app, wherever you have your Demat account. It shows, let's say this, look at this buy. There's a buyer who wants to buy 4 shares and he has quoted the price 842.05. So he's willing to pay 842.05 rupees for a particular share, and he is willing to buy 4 shares, right? And look at this, this will be always in descending order. Next buyer, he is willing to buy 11 shares, but his price is a bit lower. He's saying 842.00. The next buyer is willing to buy 150 shares, but he is willing to pay only 841.90. So it is showing in a descending order. On the sell side, it is showing in the ascending order. So this is the price at which the seller is ready to sell the shares, 843.05, right? The next seller says, no, I want to charge 10 paisa more. I will sell to someone who is willing to pay me 843.15. The next one says 843.25 and so on, right? Now, this is like bargaining happening in the market. When you are doing your buying and selling and you see that your transaction has not happened, you can see the market depth. You can see what is the gap between your price and the seller price. right? You are saying you want to buy at 842.05. Seller says I want to sell at 843.05. Now either of them will budge a little. You know, buyer might say, okay, fine, I will pay him 843.05. Or the buyer might say, let me give him a fresh offer, 842.5. Seller might say, okay, fine, 842.5 is fine, let me sell it. It's like any other buy, go to Sabzi Mandi and do buying and selling, right? You do negotiation. It's like negotiation happening here, live. You're willing to buy at certain price, you're willing to sell at certain price. So you can look at this market depth table and you can figure out what price you want to quote. Yeah, that's called limit order, which we discussed. I hope this was clear. Yeah? You can just look at this on Monday.